wanna be a robber. Put me in a cell if you really need to holler. Put me in a cell, feed down, flow right ahead. I'm going in.
Hello and welcome to the 2014 USA Gymnastics Championships live from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm your host, Elise Ray, 2000 bronze medalist. And I'm here alongside Peter Dodd, former national team member for trampoline, and Sydney Sachs, former world championship team and Pan Am team competitor. Great competition ahead of us this evening. What can we expect from synchro trampoline?
Well, on trampoline tonight, we can expect to see athletes flying as high as 30 feet in the air, performing multiple flips and twists, and if all goes well, they'll do it at the same time.
Impressive. Sydney, what can we expect from rhythmic gymnastics tonight?
Tonight we'll be seeing the event finals for both the ball and hoop apparatus, as well as Rebecca Serrata, who's fighting for her third national championship title.
A little bit later, during rotation 3, we'll introduce Arthur Davis, who's a 2-time world acrobatic champion. He'll be our analyst for the acrobatic portion. Rotation 1 is coming up shortly. We have synchro trampoline and rhythmic coming up. Tonight is the first of 3 nights of competition where we'll crown multiple national championships. Coming up, first rotation.
is presented by athlete members representing acrobatics, rhythmic, and trampoline from each region of the country. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you please remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem presented by Churchill Downs bugler Steve Muddleman. Gymnasts may now prepare for the first competitive event.
All right, Louisville, so it's very important when these athletes are rotating from one event to the next that we get on our feet and we dance and we show them some support. DJ Eric, kick me a fucking beat.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for 1996 U.S. Olympic team member John McCready.
Take it, Dad.
Warm-up will now begin for the first exercise.
On trampolines, athletes perform short routines consisting of 10 skills and containing a variety of twists, On trampolines, athletes perform short routines consisting of 10 skills and containing a variety of twists, bounces, and somersaults. Marks are awarded for difficulty, execution, and time of flight. A routine starts with multiple bounces, which the athlete uses to gain the height and momentum necessary to complete the routine. The routine begins once the first skill is performed. There is no time limit on performing the routines. Athletes should fly effortlessly through the air, but maintain total control over their bodies at the same time, always striving to remain centered on the trampoline. If an athlete bounces onto one of the mats, the routine is over and is scored based on the skills that have been completed up to that point. At the end of the performance, the trampolinist should finish in an upright position with both feet on the trampoline bed. They must stop the bed moving completely and hold this still position for 3 seconds before moving. The best 8 scorers from the qualification round advance to the final round and perform another optional routine. The athlete with the highest score wins overall.
Rhythmic gymnastics involves elements of gymnastics, dance, and apparatus manipulation. Athletes compete to music and must perform 4 separate routines using 4 different apparatus: hoop, ball, clubs, or ribbon. Marks are awarded for technical ability, artistic interpretation, and execution. Individual routines must last between 1 minute 15 seconds to 1 minute 30 seconds. Athletes are penalized for every second under or over the time limit. Athletes compete on a carpeted surface and are expected to use the entire area while performing. Stepping beyond the boundaries of the floor area incurs a penalty. During the exercise, the apparatus must be in constant motion and must be handled with as much variety as possible, including large and small throws. Gymnasts must show high standards of balance, flexibility, body and apparatus coordination, and strength, as well as artistic dance moves that are timed to perfection with the musical accents and apparatus movements.
Tonight's rhythmic gymnastics event is the all-around preliminaries and apparatus finals for hoop and ball. This concludes a warm-up period for trampolines. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the rhythmic gymnastics
I met a girl in East LA in floral shorts as sweet as May. She sang in eighths and two barrio chords. We fell in love, but not in
Okay, I'm gonna bring your mics up right now. And Elise, you can go whenever you're ready.
So rotation 1, about to get underway. I'm here with Sydney Sachs and Peter Dodd. You guys ready?
Great to be here.
We're excited. We're going to see some good stuff tonight. We're going to start with rhythmic gymnastics on the floor and alternate with synchro trampoline. So you'll be seeing an alternation between the two. The first rotation, the rhythmic gymnasts are going to use the hoop and the ball. There'll be a little bit of alternating between there too. Sydney, what first day of competition of 3 days? What are these girls feeling? It's early. First competitors out there. What are they feeling right now?
Today is definitely all about the nerves. It's kind of getting their first step onto the carpet, and then once they get that over with, usually it kind of flows from there. So we'll see what they'll do. That was one of our dynamic elements of rotation that she part of our competition is making sure our artistry goes with the music. So that's why you see a lot of dance movements with the apparatus using some sort of fundamentals with the apparatus as it rolls, spins, tosses.
is the music and choreography for the gymnast?
Usually it's in coordination with the gymnast and the coach.
That was our first rhythmic gymnast underway. We'll be moving over to trampoline now for our first synchro. We have Jeffrey Gluckstein and Alexei Shostak.
Now this is a pair that's just started jumping together this year. Jeffrey Gluckstein is from out in New Jersey, and Alexei is from Lafayette, Louisiana. So these guys don't get together too often, but when they do, you know, hopefully it's going to look pretty good here.
These are two pretty powerhouse trampolinists.
Yeah, both of these guys are really known for jumping high. Now here in this first routine, this is where they perform all their basic elements. This is the compulsory. So this is going to be mostly single somersaults, except for 2 skills that they do in the routine will be counted towards difficulty. So far they're doing a really good job of staying together. And here comes their 2 difficult skills. We got a full and a half twisting double to a double twisting double, and they stayed together the whole time.
Does that happen a lot because these guys don't get to train too much together? How often do they stay together through the whole routine?
It's very difficult, but you know, some of these guys we're seeing out here are just so good at trampoline they could probably jump with anybody.
And who matches the synchro pairs up?
Oh, that, you know, that's different. They move around a lot depending on what they feel is going to be the best opportunity at that competition.
Back to rhythmic with Hannah Walter from Gymnastics Unlimited.
Hannah's definitely one of our more expressive girls who's very dynamic, feels the music well, is very consistent. That was one of our rotations she completed very well. She's also great with the apparatus, always moving, very clean. She also has very unique difficulty. She combined 2 different balances there. That was a triple rotation into a windmill. Very nice routine from Hannah tonight.
Back to Synchro Trampoline, we have Hunter Brewster and Neil Gulati.
And Hunter Brewster is also from Lafayette, Louisiana, just like Alexei was, and Neil Gulati is from Southern California. So Neil actually was the synchronized champion last year at the championships, but now this year he's competing with a different partner. So like we touched on earlier, is often they alternate partners. So we'll see how these guys do here in their first routine.
And Hunter was last year's silver medalist. So again, two great trampolinists having the chance to do it together in their compulsory set.
So far they're looking good individually, but they're not quite together all the way on their synchronized, so their score is going to be a little bit lower in the synchronized portion. And they're scored on 3 things here. They're going to be scored on their degree of difficulty, their aesthetics, and their synchronicity. So our first pair, Jeffrey and Alexei, had a 39.6, so I'm assuming this routine we just saw will be slightly lower.
Next competitor for rhythmic gymnastics, Anfisa Kuprianova.
big loss for her. She'll have a loss of 7/10 for the drop, as well as 3 for going out of bounds herself, and another 3 for the equipment going out as well. She'll also get another deduction for the artistry being broken because of the disruption to the routine.
Our first rhythmic competitor, Ekaterina Kamarova, had a score of 11.95. Hunter Brewster and Neil Gulati had a score of 34.
Yeah, next now we're going to see Drew Collins with Casey Chandler. And this is their first time paired up together in a synchronized combination. So we'll see how they do here.
That was a very difficult catch out of visual field without hands. She also feels the music very well, very artistic. She has one of our difficult programs here tonight. Beautiful routine from her.
Wow, that was beautiful. Hannah Walter's score was 13.75.
Now on trampoline, representing Matrix, David Ford.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, Casey and Drew are going to get the 0. Next coming up is Davey Ford and Jake Jacobson, both from Matrix. Now, interesting fact about these two. Davey, I used to compete against, and he's come back from almost a 10-year retirement. And Jake, this is his first time in the senior elite division. So we've got an age gap of 17 to 32 right here. So if they can put together a synchro routine, this is going to be phenomenal. So far the synchro a little bit off. See if they can pull it together in the second half here. Starting to get together. And there they go. And now the 2 difficulty skills should be coming up. There's one. There's the second one. And they finish. And he doesn't touch the blue. It's all good.
How much are you aware of your partner during that?
You know, some people are more aware than others. Synchro is kind of a unique event. Some people get it and some people don't. You know, it's an individual sport, so there's not many times where you're paying attention to other people.
Jazzy Kerber with her hoop. Another powerhouse in the rhythmic gymnastics competition this evening. Tough act to
Definitely.
follow.
Definitely. She's one of our other top competitors, definitely one of Rebecca Serrata's top competitors for the title. She was a world finalist this year all around. Very interesting catch there. She's extremely elegant, has such grace. Her ballet skills really apply in her turns. She's very technical with her pivots. Very clean. There, the rotation of the hoop was a little messy. Little adjustment. She works on such high releve. Definitely one of the harder things about the sport.
All the ballet training coming into play.
Triple and a half turn there. She also has one of the most difficult programs here tonight. Very great pivot by her tonight. Pretty clean routine, a few adjustments, but great routine from Jazzy.
Now on trampoline, representing Elite Trampoline, Jeffrey Gluckstein
Now we're back to trampoline. Now we're moving into the
This
optional
is the optional round.
synchro.
Yeah, now this is where it's going to get exciting. Now, optionals on trampoline are hard enough when you do them by yourself, but now we've got to get 2 athletes to make it through the same routine at the same time. And on top of that, when you do synchro, you don't always do the same routine that you train on an individual basis. So this is a routine that these athletes don't train as often. It's an extremely high level, and I saw these guys in warm-ups. They're going to attempt to start a synchronized routine with 3 triple somersaults in a row. So if they can get through that part, then it'll start to get a little bit easier, but to do this start synchronized is very difficult. And these 2 are our leaders after the compulsory round. So let's see if they can hold it together here in the optional, trying to get it together. And here it comes. There's the first triple. Full twisting triple back, the 3rd triple, and they're through. Let's see if they can keep it going. Jeffrey right next to the edge, but he hangs in there. They're right together on synchro. If they can finish 2 more skills here, one last skill coming up, and that's and Alexi just hits the mat, so they get through 9. But they have an extremely high level of difficulty, and they completed their first routine very well, so they still have a good shot of being in the medals.
Rebecca Serrata's score, 16.95.
Catherine Gonzalez.
Catherine Gonzalez from Euro Gymnastics.
She's one of our first-year seniors. So this is definitely a new and difficult competition for her.
What is that transition like, moving from junior to senior competition?
It's kind of a whole different level, more of a world level, more of an Olympic level.
And as a competitor, I'm sure you really feel that difference.
Definitely. The competition is much more difficult.
She must be so excited to get into the finals in her first year as a senior elite.
For sure. That'll be a small deduction there. Nice turn.
Jazzy Kerber had a score of 16.2. Several tenths behind Rebecca Serrata as of now.
So now we're going into Hunter Brewster and Neil Galati for their optional routine. Not performing quite as much difficulty, but both of these guys individually are extremely high-level athletes, and they're going to try to rely more on their aesthetic score to get them towards the top.
How much time do these athletes have to choose what optional routine they're going to do as a pair?
You know, that just depends. As soon as they find out they're going to do synchro together, they probably get on the phone and start figuring out what they want to do. Here we can see Hunter's losing quite a bit of height in there. He's off, so that's too bad for these 2 guys.
So once your partner falls, stops,
right, then the whole
event
routine is over. Yeah, you've got it synchronized trampoline, and they've got to finish it synchronized, and unfortunately they were not able to do that.
With her hoop, Heather Chan from Rhythmic Art. Still waiting on Catherine Gonzalez's score.
Heather Chan is definitely another one of our strong competitors. Her difficulty level is extremely high. Very unfortunate loss. That'll be 7/10 for the drop, 3 for her out of bounds, as well as 3 for the hoop going out of bounds.
Does that mostly have to do with mental preparation? Your
I would say
nerves,
so, definitely.
Competition.
Here you can see her flexibility really plays a part in the difficulty level of her balances and difficulties. She's also one of our first-year seniors, so this is a new level for her too. Pretty good routine other than the unfortunate drop in the beginning.
Catherine Gonzalez had a score of 13.05. Hunter Brewster and Neil Gulati, unfortunately, 13.5 in their optional.
Yeah, so that puts them well behind the leader. And now we're going to see Drew Collins and Casey Chandler in their optional round. But Drew, took a pretty bad landing on that first routine. Looked like he may have tweaked his back, so we'll see what he's able to pull out here for the second round. Looks like they're just going to go for an easier routine here. Probably feeling a little sore, and also knowing there are probably going to be several teams that make a mistake, although we see them doing different skills there, so actually the routine is going to be interrupted at that point. Even if both athletes are together, if they do different skills, it doesn't count. Yeah, I think after that fall in the first round, they kind of lost focus and weren't really in the right frame of mind. You could see after the fourth skill there, they actually did a couple of skills in different positions.
So their score will stop after that fourth skill.
Correct.
Anya Jang from Rhythmic Dreams.
Anya's more of our artistic competitor here.
So the scoring comes from a difficulty and an execution standpoint.
Exactly. Our execution is made up of both artistry and execution. Nice turn there.
I'm assuming, like artistic gymnastics, the judges like it when they see eye contact and playfulness with the audience and the judges. Is that something that helps the score?
Yes, that definitely plays a factor into the expression and body expression portion of the execution score. Unfortunately, she had that drop there that also interrupts the routine, which affects the execution part of the routine because it interrupted the artistry.
Now on trampoline from Matrix.
This is going to be our last pair for this rotation. Doing their optional routine, we've got Davey Ford and Jake Jacobson.
They had a 34 even on their compulsory routine,
which put them tied with Hunter and Neil after the first round, so they just got to do a little bit better than them to get them ahead. They're a little bit off in their synchro, and that looks like it's going to be it. Yeah, like we mentioned here, Jake, this is his first year as a senior elite, and Davey's first time back after a lot of years of retirement, so it's an inexperienced group to say right there, so to be expected.
Yeah, an interesting combo.
Yes, very interesting.
Valentina Sharapanova with her hoop. We have Heather Chan with a 13. Still waiting on Anya Zhang's score.
All of our difficulties need to be completed with the apparatus. So if a gymnast loses the apparatus while she's completing a difficulty, the difficulty will not count. A little unstable there. That hand down on the floor will cost her 5/10.
Trampoline,
The
prelims.
that
we're finished.
rotation is done, yes.
So we will move to the last competitor, Serena Liu from Isadora. And how will synchro trampoline then move into the finals?
Well, we'll have another round of prelims first, where there's one more rotation of them, and then the top athletes will move on into the final round where they'll complete one optional routine.
So we'll have the synchro national champion by tonight.
Oh, yes.
Okay, after this, it's take it out to a break.
Serena's one of our other top competitors here tonight. Very interesting choreography. She's also a first-year senior. She had some international experience this year.
She has a sister in the competition as well.
Yes, she does. Beautiful difficulty. Clean catch there. Beautiful rotation, clear position, and high releve is what we look for. Great artistry from her as well. That's one of our masteries. That's where we go above and beyond the normal apparatus handling, our fundamentals. Clean one-handed catch. Nice rotation. Her last risk. Nice routine from Serena there tonight.
That was Serena Liu from Isadora. So that concludes our rotation 1. We'll be back with more synchro trampoline and more rhythmic, where the gymnasts will then switch apparatus, ball to hoop, hoop to ball. And we will be back with more after this break.
Okay, mics are down. Guys are doing great. It's 5 minutes. So the next one. Yeah, no, it's really good. Yeah, no, I think it's good. Yeah, no, I think it's all good. It's all good. We'll probably, this is 5 minutes, and so we'll probably start with standings. You can do that when they're your coach.
Sponsor of USA Gymnastics. Our mission is to make all athletes better through passion, design, and relentless pursuit of innovation.
All right, Louisville, please welcome Natalie Soccer performed earlier today with her group. And welcome her father, David, to the floor. So first of all, Natalie, how was it competing here or performing as you guys an exhibition? How was that being out here in this environment?
It was crazy. There's so much energy in here.
How long have you been doing Rhythmic Gymnastics?
About 11 years.
Wow. And David, how is it watching you?
It's a continuation of like their first event.
Do you ever sit in the stands and say, I want to try that?
Yeah, they'll crown.
Why don't you, Natalie, why don't you just show him a few things? Because I feel that's different. I feel you're out there. I feel like you're out there and you're saying, I want to try. I want to try. So just, Natalie, show him a few moves. Just a few. David, you do as she does. Easy stuff, David. Easy stuff. Give that a shot. Let's give him something a little harder. That was obviously, yeah. Oh, watch out. Oh. That's how you wake up in the morning. You should be fine. Yes. Oh. Very good. Okay. One more move. Yeah. Maybe like a step something. You know, like a. Oh yeah, that's just a pretty walk. Oh, you got that all day, every day right there. Look at that finish. Okay, I think he's ready, Natalie. I think he's ready. Let's see here. Now we're gonna give you your ribbon. Yep. And then we're just gonna go in the stands over here, Natalie, and we're gonna watch. All right? And we're gonna give you some music, David. DJ Eric, kick Mr. David some music. Here we go. He's got a knot. You gotta learn how to deal with it, David. Big finish, David, big finish. Almost had it. Yeah! So, Natalie, if you've ever wondered where those ribbons have gone that you've been missing, I think you might want to check your dad's closet, because he's good. You see that toss?
I loved it.
That was awesome. Give it up for Mr. David and Natalie right here.
Thank you, John. This concludes the warm-up period for synchro trampoline.
All right, we're gonna bring the mics back up.
Trampoline, Colin
At least we're gonna go.
Great Lakes, Mitch Dewey.
We're back up.
Now we're back.
And we're back for rotation 2, with 3 more pairs of men and introducing 3 pairs of women. continuation of the synchro trampoline prelims. We'll see 10 more rhythmic performances before they switch their apparatus.
So now this is the next group, so we're going back and doing the compulsory routine for these guys, and this is Colin Duda and Mitch Dewey. So far, it looks like they're right together. Last skill, a little bit off on the last few skills, but other than that, it was pretty good.
These guys have seen a couple of pairs go before them. Does that help in their nerves as they compete?
You know, some people, that's different for everyone. Some people don't even watch, you know, they don't like to watch other people. Some people it doesn't affect, so.
Moving to Ariela Kudishevich with hoop from IGN Gymnastics.
That's one of our apparatus masteries. Big drop there. She's going to receive the 7/10 deduction for the drop, as well as 3 for her out of bounds and the hoop out of bounds. And it'll also affect the artistry execution score for breaking the artistic flow of the routine.
And early on in the routine, and you have to continue like nothing happened.
That's definitely one that's hard to recover from. But it looks like she's doing a great job so far. Small mistake there. Clean double rotation. That was an interesting use of apparatus. I have to say that was a great recovery from the big mistake in the beginning of the routine.
A couple of scores to catch you up on. Valentina Sharapanova, 12.2. Serena Liu, 15.8.
Now on trampoline, from Air Sports, Noah Orr, and from Extreme Trampoline, Nathan Donnelly.
Noah Orr and Nathan Donnelly, our next pair on synchro trampoline, still in compulsory.
Yeah, we're going to do their compulsory. The score for Colin and Mitch was a 36.5, so that puts them in a good spot. Colin and Mitch getting together. Actually, this is Nathan and Noah. A little bit off to start the routine. You can see the athlete on the back is trying to lower down to catch up with the athlete on the front. Still not quite able to pull it together. Two big skills coming up. Pretty close to the edge back there for Noah, but he stays on. They're a little off in the synchronized part of the routine there.
But another completed
compulsory
routine set.
Yeah, it gets more difficult when they get to the second routine.
Now with Paul from Eurogymnastics, Gabrielle Lowenstein.
Gabrielle Lowenstein from Eurogymnastics.
She's another one of our top competitors. She's one of the more expressive ones.
She's had some success internationally as well this year.
Yes, she has. Definitely one of her more mature years. She's another first-year senior, so it's been a pretty smooth transition for her. Good adjustment. Very elegant movement of the body. Great turn. Her difficulty level is also harder. Her turns are probably her highlight of her composition here. Very stable and held balances. Our balances need to be fixed positions. No movement, no adjustment, need to be fixed. And she did that one there. Great routine from Gabby. Beautiful.
Tell us about Stephen Gluckstein and Logan Dooley. There is so much to say about these two.
This is the pair to watch here. Now, last year, Stephen did not do synchro with Logan. He did try to do it with his brother Jeffrey, but they've brought this pair back together, and they are spectacular. These two have actually won the World Cup, and they were undeniably the best team in the world for an entire year. So when they are on, they are on.
And they're coming off a win at the U.S. Elite Challenge in Spokane, Washington.
Yes. Beautiful start. You can see these two just have so much experience. When they're in the air, it just looks so easy. And already they've made several adjustments to correct to be right together, and you just can't even notice it. Great routine. Only one skill was off, and it was very slight. Actually, both of these athletes are Olympians. Logan is the Olympic alternate for both 08 and 12, and Stephen was the Olympian at the last Olympics.
And the older of the two Gluckstein brothers.
Yes, he is.
So tell us a little bit about this next gymnast. She is a U.S. citizen, but lives in Russia.
Correct. This is Valeria Sharipova. She trains and lives in Russia. However, she is a U.S. citizen and has been competing internationally this past year for the United States. She has one of the most interesting compositions. All of her transitions are very smooth from one element to the next. Very well choreographed. Everything seems very smooth.
She's the 2014 Pacific Rim team champion and hoop bronze medalist.
Very nice adjustment, good recovery. Tossed a little bit far. Clean toss at the end there. Good routine for Valeria.
Moving now into the women's synchronized trampoline. In compulsory, we have Shaylee Donovan and Charlotte Drury.
And these two are the defending national champions from last year, and they are also finalists from the World Championships. Charlotte Drury is from Southern California, and Shaylee Donovan is from Texas. They were both new to the Senior Elite Division last year, but came up really fast, and they're now the top two. Getting a good start. Looking smooth so far. You can see both of these girls just have great form. Their body line in the air is exquisite. Getting a little off here towards the end. Not the best finish, but it's still not a bad routine.
What are the major differences that we'll see between the men and women?
You know, height is probably the biggest ones. The boys can get up a little bit higher, and then degree of difficulty, especially in synchro. You won't see a lot of girls try a lot of difficulty.
Regina Yu from New England Sports.
That was an interesting skill. That was one of her better rotations tonight. Nice save at the end.
She had to work for that one at the end, didn't she?
Yeah, not bad routine from her.
Ariela Kudashevich, 11.8 on the hoop. Gabrielle Lauenstein, 15.35 on the ball. Moving to Claire Johnson and Christina Webster. Second pair to go for female synchro.
And these two are both brand new to the senior elite division. We'll see how they can do in synchronized trampoline here. Good start. A little bit of travel from the athlete on the front. Synchro's getting a little bit off. So very similar to the first routine we saw. Great lines and execution, great start in the synchronicity, but kind of faded as they went on through the routine.
So most of their deductions will come from their lack of synchro towards the end of that set.
Correct. And the synchro is what carries the most weight, that score.
Molly Isley from North Shore Rhythmic Gymnastics.
Molly's one of our newer competitors. This is her first year senior as well as her first year qualifying for the U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Nice rotation. A little off with the music there. Triple rotation under that dynamic element with rotation. Very interesting catch. Sometimes it's hard to last the full minute and 30 seconds. Some of the gymnasts get a little tired, lose a little bit of focus. A very good routine for Molly.
We'll be seeing our last pair of female synchro in compulsory. Then we'll move right into back to our first pair of male into optional.
And this is Ivana and Deanna from Fairland. Now these two girls do actually train in the same gym. So they will have practiced synchro before this. Although this is Ivana's first year as a senior elite. Having a little trouble getting started here. Trying to get their balance, get their bounces together, and here you go.
There's a certain amount of bounces they're allowed to take before they get started.
They have up to 1 minute before they start taking a deduction. So far their synchro has been right on, so you can see the benefit to training together. Great synchro routine from those two.
Great finish to our compulsory. Is moving now into optional, back to Colin Duda and Mitch Dewey.
Yes, and now we're into the optional round, and once again, this is where it gets really difficult for both of these athletes to pull off such hard routines and try to do them together.
And they had a great start, 36.5.
Yes, they did. They did a great first routine. See if they can keep that up here in the optional round. Colin on the far tramp, Mitch on the close tramp. They got their bounces together, should start soon, and here it comes. Starting off with that triple somersault with a half turn. Mitch getting a little out of control. We'll see if Colin can get down and match him to bring the synchro together. It looks like it's just a little too much to recover from. You could see Mitch on the first trampoline got a little off balance and lost some height. At that point, it becomes really difficult to try to drop enough height to catch back up to your synchro partner. We could see, Colin couldn't quite get down that low.
You mentioned that trampoline is a lot about recovery, trying to recover from one element to the other.
It's a lot of adaptability, very difficult.
Ronit Shamalov from Isadora. You were telling me earlier, Sydney, that this is one to watch.
She is. She's been nursing an injury. She was injured all of last year. Didn't compete much this year either. She has very interesting compositions, very difficulties. And she's fighting for one of the top 4 spots, which will be considered for the Pan American Championships team as well as the World Championships team coming up.
And that is decided from this competition?
Clean rotation. Yes, the top 4 will then be presented to a committee to see who they think will represent us the best. All 4 will go to Pan American Championships. So a lot is on the line here. With those kind of high jumps, you would never know that she was injured. A little bit of a hop there on the bounce. Great routine from Ronit. Definitely in the running for the top 4.
Back to Noah Orr and Nathan Donnelly for their optional routine. They posted a 32.1 in compulsory.
Yes, and Colin and Mitch have a total of 57.3, which now puts them in 2nd place. So most likely we'll see Colin and Mitch in the finals, but now going on to Noah and Nathan. Let's see if they can put together an optional routine and keep it together. Here it comes. Starting off with a pike triple. And Nathan getting out of control there, kind of to the edge of the trampoline, getting a little low. I don't think Noah's going to be able to catch back up to that now, and that's it. They performed 2 different skills there. And like we said before, once they do different skills, then the routine is interrupted. They kind of chose to go for higher difficulty, and you know, that's not always the best idea in the first round of synchro. Sometimes it's better to just, you know, do a routine that you know you can get through and try to get into that final round.
Christina Elkin from California Rhythms coming up. A couple of scores to catch you up on. Valeria Sharapova, 14.8. Regina Yu, 12.55. Molly Isley, 13.6.
Christina's also new to the USA Gymnastics Championships. This is her first year qualifying. Every time the hoop flies into the air, the plane of the hoop is very important. Has to be clean. One of her dynamic elements of rotation. Here we're seeing some dance steps. Each routine must have a minimum of 1 set of dance steps. Nice routine from Christina.
Back to Stephen Gluckstein and Logan Dooley, the dynamic duo.
Yes, like you mentioned
Their
before,
optional
these are the
routine.
two with the biggest resume. Both Olympians, both World Cup champions, both national champions. Let's see what they can do here.
Stephen being the 4-time U.S. Synchro champion.
Yes, these two have been around for a while, and they're just very consistent. Now, these two typically start off with that 3 triple opening we saw earlier. There's 1. There's 2. Logan getting a little close to the edge. There's 3. Recovers nicely. Now, this is what experience can bring you. Both of them were way off there in the beginning, but they were able to recover beautifully. And now look at that. They are right on, right in the middle. Last skill coming up, a triple twisting double back straight. A little bit of a mishap on the landing there for Logan, but you know what? The difficulty was so high. The synchronicity was right on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're still going to come out at the top.
Even with that thing at the end there, they still...
Correct. Now, remember, there are 2 athletes there. Only one of them will receive the landing deduction. And other than the landing deduction, their routine was fabulous.
Cindy Liu from Isadora, sister of Serena Liu, who we saw earlier.
Cindy's another one of our powerhouses, very mature gymnast, more experienced internationally.
She's the 2014 Pacific Rim team and ball champion, clubs and ribbon silver medalist, and all-around bronze medalist.
She's also extremely academic, got into 8 of the Ivy League schools this year, and is deferring from Stanford University in hope of competing at the World Championships. So she's definitely fighting here for one of the top 4 spots to be considered.
And I read that her and her sister are both accomplished pianists, to add to her.
Very well rounded.
Exactly.
Her difficulty is very high, very powerful. She's one of our more consistent gymnasts. Beautiful routine from Cindy.
Shaylee Donovan and Charlotte Drury will start our women's synchro optional routines.
And as we mentioned before, they are the reigning champions from last year, and they are also finalists from the World Championships. These two both very young and talented athletes, have a great future ahead of them. We may see them doing synchro for a lot of years to come. Here they go, starting off with a 1.5 twisting double front. Keeping the double somersaults going. Synchro's a little off, but not too far. Charlotte trying to cut height to get down, make it match. There they go, now they're last skill, double twisting, double back, and they both finish. A little bit off the whole time, but you know, they have a good amount of difficulty, and they both have good form individually, so they should be all right.
Only 17 and 18 years old.
Yes, like I said, a lot of talent coming up for those two.
Aaliyah Prado from California Rhythmic. Ronit Shamalov had a 16.05. Christina Elkin, 12.1.
Aaliyah will also be fighting for that top 4 placement. She had some international experience this year as well.
Malia also had big success at the Pacific Rim 2014 championships, team and hoop champion, all around and ball silver medalist, and clubs and ribbon bronze medalist.
Nice dynamic element with rotation. That means that those tosses have at least 2 rotations minimum underneath them, as well as added difficulty on the toss or on the catch, or adding more rotations underneath. Clean finish. Very nice routine from Malia.
Claire Johnson, Christina Webster for their optional routine.
Claire Johnson and Christina Webster.
Claire and Maddie had the lowest of the 3 in the first routine, so they've got some points to make up here. But anything goes in the optional round. We've seen that, so if they can both make their routine here, they should be looking good. Starting off with a triple somersault. Maddie a little close to the edge there. Oh, and then that's it. Big risk to go for that triple. It's not something you see very often in women's synchronized trampoline, but they wanted to go for it.
Claire Johnson and Christina Webster of Matrix.
And when you see your partner stop, is it sometimes best to just keep going with your own personal routine? It's hard to stop mid-combination.
Yeah, you know, some athletes will just keep going because they second guess themselves whether or not they really saw their athlete stop, because you would sure feel bad if you stopped and turned around and saw, oh, they didn't stop.
Right. Andrea Gao up next.
Synchro, we'll take it to a break and then we'll switch in our about 2-minute break.
On those leaps, you must catch on the leap, not before or after. And she completed that. This is usually the part of the routine where the gymnast gets a little tired or loses focus. And she did not. Completed that last element great.
And we'll go over to our last pair of women's synchro. Back to Ivana and Deanna.
Yeah, and as we mentioned before, Ivana and Deanna do have the advantage of training together in the same gym. And it showed in the first rounds. They had the highest score on the compulsory routine.
Yeah, you could see a difference.
Yeah, a little refinement. You could see they've practiced together a little bit more, but they're going up against a big score that Charlotte and Shaylee put up. You know, a total of 75.31 is what they need to beat. They're together right away on their bounces. Getting ready to start. And here it comes. 1.5 twisting double. Into another 1.5 twisting double. Deanna cutting height to catch up with Ivana. And there they go, right back together. You can see they've had experience trying to find each other together in synchro before. Good routine. A little bit lower difficulty than we saw from some of the other pairs, but like I mentioned before, it's not always about difficulty. Sometimes just getting through a nice routine it's going to be a better choice.
And that concludes rotation 2. After the break, acro gymnastics will be added into the competition as rhythmic and synchro trampoline continue.
Okay, we need to get Arthur in, and you guys can take a break for that.
Acrobatic gymnastics consists of routines that demonstrate and develop strength, balance, and flexibility. Gyms can also compete in groups. For women, only there's 3 gymnasts. For men, a group is 4. Competition is comprised of 3 types of routines: balance, dynamic, and combined. Each routine has a maximum length of 2 minutes and 30 seconds and are choreographed to music. Athletes must demonstrate technical proficiency as well as artistic expression, performing a variety of dance and movement while harmonizing with the rhythm and rhythm of the music. Each exercise is scored for its artistic merit, difficulty value, and technical execution. Combining all 3 scores and subtracting any penalties provides the athletes with the final score.
Check it out, Louisville. I came up here in the audience and I found this little cutie right here. What's your name?
Gianna.
Gianna. What sport do you do?
Acro.
All right. And what gym are you from?
Rhonda's.
Very good. Is Rhonda right here?
Yes.
All right. Very good. Welcome, Rhonda. So, did you perform in the junior session?
Yes.
You had to ask Rhonda? Okay, just making sure. Okay, so since you're acro, I'm going to ask you a question about rhythmic. Is that okay? Yeah?
As soon as this is over, they're going to bring in the first pair, and that's when I'll put the mics up.
Yeah? Okay. Here we go. This is really hard, okay? So you might have to ask your friends. The hoop is made of what material? Okay? A, stone. C, a very rare Arctic walrus tusk. D, plastic or wood. Or B, my favorite, a synthetic multi-blend of chirolate and microcarbon XB7000-4.
Plastic.
Plastic or wood is right. And she didn't have to ask Rhonda. Maybe I got a shirt here for you. Well, look, it's like the same color. We knew that you only wore that lime green. Look, keep calm and tumble on. All right, give me a big high five, big round of applause.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we begin the third rotation of competition, introducing acrobatics.
Okay, mics are on.
We're back with rotation 3. I'm Elise Ray, and I'm here now with Arthur Davis, two-time mixed pairs world champion. I'm honored to be in your presence. This is so exciting. Acrobatic gymnastics added to the competition now. We're going to see women's group balance, mixed pair dynamic. Tell us a little bit about the differences that we'll be seeing. Playful facial expression. Right. Couple other pairs and groups are just coming from the World Championships in France. Talk to us about how they're feeling right now. I mean, less than a week ago they competed at the World Championships, and now they're coming to the U.S. National Championships. What an event. Yeah, I began to see the personality even before they walked on the floor, just their entrance into the arena.
Three recaptures in a row. Let's see, they have one more. Full on. Good job, guys. That's tricky. And a beautiful dismount, double A.
You can really see the difference between balance and dynamic now. Lots of tricks, lots of throws.
It's got that wow factor.
And these two finished 8th at the World Championships, but didn't advance to the finals because only one pair from each country advances.
That's right, yeah. So the other pair that you'll see coming up was I think, went to finals instead of them. This pair had an issue on one of their first skills. Okay, that'll be a bit of a deduction. They do that skill so beautifully too. It's just a pleasure to watch these two, though. I just really enjoy it.
They are great performers.
The top, Ani, was actually, she goes by Ani. She was actually at World Age Group Games before as well, with a different partner several years ago.
Because Brian stepped away from the sport for a couple of years and then decided he missed it, which happens to us, right?
Yeah.
We can't quite give it up.
Got to come back. He actually took the year off to travel the world. Went to a bunch of different countries, had some great experiences. Quite interesting to talk to this guy. And you come back with some renewed passion when you come back. You know what you're missing. Okay, finish strong. Love this little lift here in the end.
Such presentation, it draws you in.
Very dramatic.
And even once the routine is complete, a little extra.
Yeah, a little
I like
extra.
it.
A little extra never hurts. So you can really see the difference between the balance and the dynamic. Dynamic is definitely more dangerous, although I have to say balance itself takes years to perfect these wonder positions. And you'll see there's a skill that this trio coming up here does.
This is Tiffany Williams, Leslie Munoz, Caitlin Rechtenwald of Realist Gymnastics Academy. We're back to the women's group balance.
This music is a little more traditional for a balance routine. You also see when they do their choreography, a lot of times they're arranging themselves just properly so they can go right into their skills, so there's no pause. You get a deduction if there's too much of a pause before each skill. You want everything to flow.
And then, like you said, a certain amount of time that each position has to be held in the balance.
3 seconds.
3 seconds.
And they will get a 3/10 deduction for each second that they're short holding.
Hefty.
Yeah, yeah. That looked good. Good job, ladies. This top is pretty, the flyer, the little one, Tiffany, she's pretty new. And the base over on the left there, Leslie, she was actually a top herself and made the transition being a quote-unquote middle of the trio. She's now in the middle splits. I love this skill. This is a tricky one. 3 high and middle splits.
Ooh. And when you say transition to a different position, how does that happen? Is it a coach decision? Is it a gymnast decision?
Well, you get difficulty points for your transitions when you're in elements. So the more difficult each skill is, and you have a transition between those, then those difficulty points will be higher. So you really want to maximize those as much as possible. Of course, it's up to the coach how much you want to risk difficulty elements. But they can also create some really beautiful pictures.
And you do a lot of choreography, so when you're looking at this, you can really analyze the construction and the choreography and the music choice.
Definitely. There's a musicality aspect to the artistic score, which really is somewhat subjective, but you can kind of tell if the choreography goes with the music and how well they perform it to the music. Like even the leotards in this routine really match the music.
Right, it's a whole combination.
Yeah. Nicely done. Nice routine.
Gymnastics Academy, Tiffany Williams, Leslie Munoz, and Caitlin Rechtenwald.
Caitlin, one of the bases here, is actually a really good singer. She's got some stuff out on YouTube.
Oh, I love to hear about multi-talented athletes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Oh, you can already hear the crowd
Yep.
getting ready for Kylie Boynton and Ryan Ward.
This pair just came back from World Championships in Paris, where they won a bronze medal. Did a wonderful job there, and super proud of them. They also won another international gold medal this year in Bulgaria.
And looking to defend their senior mixed pair title.
That's right, national
Right
champions
here.
from last year as well.
I read an article about the two of them, and they were talking about how much trust you put in your partner.
Yeah, I always say for the base, it's a lot of responsibility. For the top, it's a lot of trust.
Absolutely.
And you'll see this first element they do here is one of the most difficult skills in the world right now. It's a boost right to a one-arm position, so it's almost a combination of a balance and a dynamic skill, although that's allowed for that skill. The other pair had a little tricky time on that skill as well. They pulled it together.
And again, less than a week ago in France, right outside of Paris, traveling back to the United States for another huge competition is just amazing.
All these kids are dealing with some serious jet lag.
Yes.
And Ryan as well is a coach of a lot of the lower level athletes competing, so he's pretty busy. He's a multitasker, that's for sure.
Right, morning practice, work, afternoon practice.
That's right. I'm sure you're familiar with that.
Yes, it's quite familiar. Hey, you do what you have to, right?
Yeah,
it's worth
yeah.
it.
The energy that these athletes have. This is also a nice combination here.
Wow.
Scares the crowd every time.
I think I heard some gas.
Yeah. It's always good to have a nice little section where the crowd can get into it, can kind of have fun dancing. You see Kylie's having some fun now.
Yeah.
Now in acro, you really want, I mean, the difficulty score does count for a lot. It is unlimited, although you have to get quite a bit of extra skills to make a huge difference. But this pair actually has the most difficulty of any pair in the world.
Wow.
You'll see that especially in the routines coming up in the next few days.
It's just trick after trick.
One after the other, trying to make that all flow together,
Right.
make that interesting. It's really up to the coach and the choreographer working together. Great job, guys.
Wow.
Well, they're on their road to defending their title.
Absolutely. Nothing like a world championship bronze medal to give you a little extra boost of confidence coming back to your own country.
Exactly. Exactly.
How do you begin to train skills with your partner?
Well, if it's dynamic skills, you do a lot of stuff in the spotting belt, much like with artistic and trampoline. Balancing, it's really a graduation from holding things low. I mean, even starting with basic gymnastic skills like holding handstands. A lot of the conditioning they do is actually partner conditioning. So the base will hold the top in a handstand. They'll squat up and down. They'll do push-ups.
Makes sense.
Kind of using them as their weight in their apparatus. This trio's all from Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. This is their first year together as a group, although two of them have been competing for quite a long time together. They might have been partners for about 6 years. And the base came in from another trio. She's very dramatic, the one with the blonde hair, you can tell. Love the artistry of this routine.
Right, already.
Yeah.
This is Daphne Kirschner, Mackenzie Meyer, Savannah Bentley from Extreme Acro.
And you'll see in the skill coming up that the base will actually press to a handstand as well, which you don't see all that often.
Wow.
Well done.
So the base is usually the one in the static hold
That's right.
of the tower of girls.
Right.
Or boys too, but this time that press handstand was impressive.
Well done, ladies. she's happy about that. She should be. You'll start seeing all different kinds of combinations of skills. Any way that you can pretty much stack people and fit people together, it's kind of a puzzle. This skill is called the TP, for obvious reasons.
Why is that?
It's tricky to tell. Daphne has some great flexibility.
Wow.
Yeah.
And to be that flexible and have to hold it in that position
And
while bent in half.
Exactly. And I'm always amazed when she jumps out right onto the floor out of that. She just, and it fine. You can hear the dynamism of the routine building. And you do see quite a bit of tumbling. Tumbling used to be required for all of the seniors, and now it's actually not required anymore. You still get difficulty points for it. It is required up to every level below elite, senior elite.
So there's really no limit to the combination or of what you do in your pair or group. Is it all about creativity and...
Definitely. I mean, there's a huge difficulty book with all different kinds of options, but you can often create your own and get it rated. And that happens with a lot of these groups, which the creativity itself is really fun. This is a good ending. A little dark for you. Love it.
Yes,
a little
love
edgy.
it.
Good job, girls. Trio competition is going to be tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty solid performances so far.
Yeah.
We're going back to our next dynamic pair. Women's pair this time. Sierra Wilson, Kaylee Maurer from Empire.
Now Kaylee, the bass, she was actually a top for many, many, many years. She just made the transition to being a bass maybe a year ago. She's made it quite nicely, you'll see.
Is that difficult?
It definitely, I think it's a challenge, especially depending on your size. Now
Yes.
Kaylee has the advantage of being taller, so she was actually quite a tall top when she was still competing as a top.
Quite a switch of music and themes from our
Yes.
last group.
Nice and fun. Got the
Yes.
dynamic aspect again. Love those leotards.
Me too.
Nice. That's a back tuck back on. You don't see that often from women's pairs either. This routine actually was a trio routine a long time ago, and I think in the late 90s, and got brought back by them, which I always find interesting.
And made for just the two of them,
Yeah.
so revamped?
Yeah. It was actually a routine I did a long time ago.
Oh,
and I
stop
saw
being so modest.
yeah, you can find me online. No, I'm kidding.
Put your plug in.
But I didn't do this one. They redid it, and they made it look great. They made it all their own. Thanks for checking me, by the way. I like it.
A little bit of tumbling.
Good synchronicity. So let's see how they finish this up. You also don't see too many skills where the top has to land by themselves. Good landing. Little change of expression there. You can see them frowning. These girls are pretty good with facial expressions.
Even towards the end.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're starting to feel it. It's a great performance.
That's when you know they're doing a good job.
Yes.
All right. Another good landing. Good ending.
Well,
nice
thumbs
dynamic.
up there at the end.
I like it. All right, girls. I believe this is their first year together as well, so good showing from them.
Does it take a little while to sort of establish a rhythm with one another?
Definitely. I mean, the longer you're together, I believe the easier and the harder it is. Like
that
with any,
makes sense.
yeah.
Yes.
One of the most difficult parts about acro is the relationship, but it actually teaches you so much. And if you get along well and you learn how to do it, it can be a real asset.
Yeah, coming from a completely solo sport, I cannot imagine having to work with somebody every single day.
Yeah.
Very different. So we have our next women's group, Lily Bowler, Deshay Eisenmenger, and Natasha, you might want to say
Villarreal.
that for me. Villarreal,
Yeah.
thank you. From Bernie Gymnastics Center.
I like this beginning balance skill. This is a lot of strength by that base. Holding up everyone. Nice transition there.
goodness.
Kind of a lever balance. Well done. Interesting fact about this trio too is that they're actually the first senior elite trio from Texas. The state of Texas has really been coming up in acro, doing really well, and it's a good accomplishment for them to have a senior elite trio now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
After this, we'll say goodbye to Arthur and then a little break.
So you can tell that the one on the back leg, she probably was a top. Actually, she was. She competed at a junior world championships and got a silver medal, I believe, several years ago.
You can see her skills that she's now bringing to the middle, but obviously the strength and flexibility to be there.
That's right. Climbing the tower. Good hold. Transition. Even though that's just an arm, it's still technically considered a transition because now it's unassisted. Little meditative moment there.
Right.
You also want to make sure that as a pair group that you cover the floor. There's all you have to basically cover the 4 different quadrants of the floor. Great job, ladies.
So the judges look for that to make sure they're hitting
different patterns of choreography, different areas of the floor.
Arthur, thank you so much for being there. That is day 1 of
Excellent.
acro, and we'll be back tomorrow for some more.
Been a pleasure.
Thank you so
Can't wait.
much.
Thanks.
All right, mics are down. That's the... So I can make more if we need them. I only have that copy, so I can go make another copy.
who some just performed. This is Ryan Ward and Kylie Boynton right here. They just won the bronze medal at the World Championships. Yes! So first, Ryan, let's start with you. First of all, bronze medal at the World Championships. How did that feel?
I can honestly say that there's no words to describe. Like, there's the feeling inside. I mean, you work so hard to get to that one point in time, and then just to know all of a sudden that you're a world champion medalist is just amazing. It's amazing. I mean, there's nothing else to describe it.
That's so cool. Congratulations, by the way. And Kylie, first of all, how old are you?
I'm 15.
I mean, 15 years old, and that move that you're doing with him, I'm like, no one should do that ever. It's just crazy, especially the one where you're tossing from hand to hand. What are you doing? I mean, this...
I don't know.
It's ridiculous. Okay, so how long have you been doing sports acting?
I've been doing it for about 12 years.
And how did you get involved in acro? What made you say, I want to go to the top in acro?
Well, first I saw Arthur win world champions, and then I was like, ooh, I want to be like him.
And she mentioned Arthur Davis, who's in the crowd today. I think. Very, very good. And who's your main inspiration out there?
Absolutely Arthur Davis. Arthur Davis was my first coach. I mean, I've known him since I was 6 years old. So he's been my inspiration since I was a little kid.
Very cool. Well, Arthur Davis and Sinead Luke, they won the World Championships. You guys got a bronze in your pocket. We got more to see from you guys. Give these guys a big round of applause and congratulations one more time.
This concludes the warm-up period for rotation 4.
Apparatus. Just say apparatus.
Starting off rotation 4.
All right, mics are live.
Gymnastics Unlimited, Hannah Walter.
So we're starting here with rotation 4. Acrobatic gymnastics for the day is done. We're back to rhythmic and trampoline finals. The girls have switched their apparatus, and we'll see all the competitors once more. So here we have Hannah Walter of Gymnastics Unlimited with her hoop.
So you may have noticed that some of the girls have words in their music. They're allowed to have words in one routine. This is a new rule of the new code of points for this Olympic season. So one routine is allowed to have words, but the rest cannot.
So each routine has different music, different outfit, different look.
Yeah, you try and coordinate your leotard and the hoop or other apparatus with the color of your leotard as well as with the feel of the music. And Hannah does always have a lot of energy. Triple turn into a windmill. Very difficult difficulty. This is definitely a more fun routine from her. Very cool ending. Great catch at the end.
Great ending.
Nice routine for her.
And we'll go into our next rhythmic gymnast, Ekaterina Camaro of Philadelphia Rhythmics, for her ball routine. Ekaterina's score on the hoop was an 11.95, and Hannah's score on the ball was 13.75.
Now with ball for Philadelphia Rhythmics, Ekaterina Camaro.
All of the balances and rotations are supposed to be on the highest releve possible. So this routine also has words in the music.
And only one in all of their 4 routines is allowed.
Correct. Other routines can have sounds, vocal sounds, but they can't have actual words. Last skill. Just seem to miss that catch a little bit.
Now we're heading over to the finals.
Yes,
Peter,
this is
talk to
the
us a little bit
finals.
about the finals.
So in the finals, the athletes will compete just one routine, their optional routine. So it can be anything they want, and they'll get a difficulty score based off of how hard their tricks are. So now this is Casey Chandler and Drew Collins. If you remember, they took a little fall in their first routine, and the scores here are accumulative. So they've got quite a bit of ground to make up if they want to move up here in the final round.
So this will be a different routine than they competed in their prelims optional routine, or the same. Is it their choice?
Their choice, but it looks like he touched the mat on the first skill again, just like he did on that first routine earlier today. So if the judges saw that, the score again should be a 0, but after that it was pretty good. And Dell, his partner, touched the mat there at the end. But I think it's going to be out of a 0 anyways. It looked like the athlete on the front trampoline, his feet touched the mat as he landed in his stomach drop.
So we'll have to wait to see what the judges are going to do with that, or you're fairly certain he touched.
Yeah, it looked pretty obvious, but I mean, we'll see.
Here's Rebecca Serrata, our defending national champion, with her hoop routine.
Very clean toss. Nice rotation. She's definitely one of those gymnasts you love to watch.
She won the bronze medal with the hoop last year at this competition. Only 18 years old and so much success already. Big things ahead.
She started her international career as a junior, a very young junior, so she's had tons of experience. She also has been nursing an injury. Been coming back from it. Great routine from Rebecca.
You would hardly know she's nursing an injury, right? That's the name of the game. If the competition presents itself, you go anyway.
Yeah, and she does it very well. That's how you can tell just how experienced she really is.
Anfisa Kuprianova up next with her ball routine. Hannah Walter with a 13.85 on hoop. Ekaterina
Ball representing
with a 12.05 on ball.
Kupriyanova.
A little more modern music with this routine. Is that just coach's choice, choreographer's choice?
Yeah, sometimes the gymnasts like to spice it up a little bit, helps them feel the music. Not a bad routine at all.
Going back to our interesting pair.
Yes, so we have the age gap here. The man out of retirement teaming up with the boy who just moved up to senior. And so we'll see what they can do here. And the first pair that went, the judges actually did count that routine, so they have a 55.6 currently. And you can also see a big size difference between these two athletes, which does make it very difficult. Got a good start. Looks like Davey's off, and yep.
And you, with the trained eye, can sort of see that coming.
Yeah.
And feeling he was moving too far.
Yeah, you can kind of tell when they're getting a little off balance, and some of them recover better than others. But you could see Jake there did a couple more skills after his partner went off, just to make sure.
Like you said, it would be awful to stop when you weren't sure.
You wouldn't want to do that.
Catherine Gonzalez from Euro Gymnastics with her hoop routine.
Just like with the ball, all the rolls with the hoop need to be smooth and fluid with no bounces as well.
And you mentioned that everything that is done on toe should be in the highest releve possible, so they're looking to see how high your heel is lifted off the floor.
Exactly. Some judges will even take an execution deduction for low releve. That was a nice rotation. Slight loss. Nice routine other than the ending. Looks like she lost a little bit of focus, but not terrible.
Rebecca Serreta scored a 16.45 on her hoop routine. Still waiting on Anfisa Kupriyanova score with the ball. going back over to Hunter Brewster and Neil Gulati for their final.
I think we're going to have one more rhythmic first.
We do. We have Miss Jazzy coming up.
Now with ball representing North Shore Rhythmic, Jazzy Kerber.
The runner-up from last year's competition, probably looking to get into that gold medal position this year.
Very interesting element at the beginning of the routine. Very difficult, unfortunate loss to start with. But she's very experienced, and I'm sure she'll recover just fine.
And what's the deduction for that?
A loss like that is worth 7/10, and she'll also lose some points when it comes to the artistic execution because it was a break in the routine.
And it takes a little time to recover, get it back, start again.
Exactly. Her difficulties, she's known for her rotations. As you can see, she goes right from a rotation into a balance. Very difficult. She's a very technical gymnast, a lot of ballet training, which helps with her turns and balances and leaps. All of her difficulties.
What will that drop do then to her all-around score, her all-around standing? Is it too much to recover from, or can she?
She can definitely recover from it, but it definitely is a big loss. Unfortunately, not the best routine for Jazzy Kerber, but she did recover from that big loss in the beginning.
Now we're moving over to Hunter Brewster, Neil Gulati.
Yeah, over to these guys in the finals. And once again, Neil Gulati from Southern California, Hunter Brewster from Lafayette, Louisiana. Both of these boys very experienced at the international level individually. Haven't spent a lot of time together doing synchronized trampoline, but they have done it in years past. I think a couple years ago they competed together. See Neil starting off a little higher than Hunter. He needs to lower down and try to bring them together. Starting off with that triple somersault. Another triple somersault. Oh, and Hunter, legs buckled underneath him.
What causes that to happen? Under rotation?
Yeah, it looked to me like he just kind of lost sight of where he was. Maybe he got lost in the air, didn't see the trampoline coming, couldn't react in time. His legs just kind of gave out.
Ford and Jacobson had a score of 14 even.
Which gives them a total of 60.8.
Moving back to Anya Zhang from Rhythmic Dreams.
She's also another fun one to watch, very expressive.
Anya Zhang had an 11.65 on her ball routine. A lot of facial expressions and performance from this little one.
Very difficult catch at the end. Unfortunately, she lost it. Other than the ending, though, not a bad routine from Anya Zhang.
How much dance training are you guys involved in? Is it different per club, per coach?
It's definitely different per club, per coach, but most of the gymnasts do have some sort of ballet training, which helps with all their difficulties.
And how much time is spent on flexibility, because it is such a huge factor?
Flexibility definitely adds a lot, especially to the value of some of the difficulties. So usually once you start very young, you have to start training on that flexibility and really get that up.
And then spend
try
a
to
lot of
maintain
time
it.
maintaining it, exactly.
Especially at the senior division level, it's definitely harder to maintain that flexibility.
This is Heather Chan. Jazzy Kerber had a score of 14.8.
Speaking of flexibility, this one is extremely flexible, and it shows in all of her difficulties, which are all very high level.
Heather Chan had a 13.0 on her hoop routine.
Great combination there, very difficult. Her leaps are also one of her highlights in her composition. Very high. A little bit of a far toss there, but she recovered it very well. You do lose a little bit on execution for having to run for it, but it's definitely better than letting it drop. Very elegant, long arms, long legs. Great rotation there. Great routine from Heather Chan.
Yes, flexibility. You are right. Going over to Noah Orr and Nathan Donnelly. Rooster and Gulati had a score of 18.1.
Yep, putting them at a total of 65.6. And Nathan and Noah getting ready to start their finals routine. Jumping really high to start this routine. Here they go, starting off with that pike triple. Right together, a second triple somersault.
Wow.
Both
They're
athletes
right on.
still in the middle. Still together. Oh, Noah, bring it back. So close. So close. A great routine while they were going. They were right together for so long.
Just that last skill he landed on the mat.
Yep. Still much better than we've seen from the previous competitors.
Yes, they were together for the majority of that one. I like it.
And they sure looked good when they were together.
Serena Liu from Isadora.
This is definitely one of her more fun, energetic routines, and her composition is great.
Serena had a 15.8 on her ball routine.
That was a great toss. Very clean, perfect rotation of the hoop in the air. She feels the music incredibly well, and that definitely helps with her artistry score for her body expression as well as facial expression. That was a good save there. She's very experienced. And good recovery with that great rotation following the mistake. Very nice routine from Serena. Small mistake, but overall pretty great.
Like you said, experience, right? She learns how to recover and keep going.
Recovery is one of the most important things, especially in this sport. And a gymnast who can recover can really go very far.
Valentina Sharapanova will be our last routine of this rotation.
For Ileana Rhythmic Gymnastics, Valentina Tarapanova.
She scored a 12.2 on her hoop routine.
Another routine with words in the music. Choosing one of these songs for your routine is definitely a little bit more difficult because you have to make sure that it doesn't take away from your performance. She missed that catch there. Again, those catches and bounces need to be on the leap for the girls to get credit.
And that concludes rotation 4.
What's your guys' names?
Emily, Peyton.
Peyton and Emily. Give these guys a big round of applause.
John McCready. And now warm-ups have concluded for trampoline. In the finals, representing Elite Trampoline, Colin Duda, and from Great Lakes, Mitch Dewey.
So we're starting over at Synchro Men's Trampoline.
And here we are in the final round. Once again, Colin and Mitch to compete their optional routine.
Pretty good lineup, these last 3 pairs.
Yeah, should be in for some good routines here. Here we go, starting off with a triple. A little off in synchro. Colin needs to come down a little bit and try to match Mitch. There he goes, he's bringing it down. They're almost together. There they go. About to finish this routine. And there it is. Small deduction for touching the mat at the end, but it is a completed routine for the two of them. They were off in the beginning, but they did a good job of coming together towards the end of that routine.
So if he just touches the mat,
if he just touches
with
it,
his hand,
it's a 5/10 deduction. If he goes off of it completely, it's 1 full point.
Coming now to Gabrielle Lauenstein of Euro Gymnastics with her hoop routine.
Euro Gymnastics, Gabrielle Lowenstein.
Gabby is one of those very dynamic gymnasts. Uses the carpet space extremely well. Very nice dynamic element with rotation. Extremely hard catch. She missed that mastery, but she saved it before it went out of bounds. Lost that toss. Hopefully she can recover until the end.
Gabrielle Lowenstein of Euro Gymnastics with hoop. Now at home for
we'll go right into Ariella
Krudisevich.
Krudisevich. I'm getting better, a little better. She had an 11.8 on her hoop routine.
Small little adjustment there, but she saved it in time.
How much do the judges look into the control of the apparatus on the floor? You mentioned the flight in the air. They look at all that.
Their control of the apparatus is extremely important. That's usually what we focus on. They're the fundamentals, which are the bounces and the rolls, the basic tosses. And then once they go above and beyond those basics, that's when we get our apparatus masteries.
Ariella Kunisevich of IGM Gymnastics with ball.
So, Peter, we ready for these next two big routines coming up?
Oh yeah,
from our powerhouses.
We got a couple of teams here that are going to go for some big stuff.
We have Jeffrey Gluckstein and Alexei Shostak.
Yeah, and just like in the preliminary round, they're going to attempt to start their routine with 3 triple somersaults in a row. At least that's what they did in the warm-up. They struggled a little bit with the start in the warm-up, so let's see if they can get through it here in the actual competition. Very difficult start. So you can see they're building up a lot of height to get ready for it, and here it comes. There's the first triple. There's 2. And that's the third. Now they'll go into their double somersaults, try to get their control back. A lot of twisting is going to go on during this part. Getting a little close to the edge there, but I think they're all right. Oh, a little close to the other side. Looked like he should have been able to recover, but it's almost like he overcorrected. Thought he was in a little more trouble than he really was.
You can feel that in the air to some extent.
Yes. Some athletes can feel it more than others, and you know, making those small corrections are very difficult, especially when you're 30 feet in the air and doing triple somersaults.
Right. Regina Yu from New England Sports.
That was an interesting catch there.
Regina Yu had a 12.55 in her ball routine, first rotation. Do rhythmic gymnasts take to a certain apparatus more than another?
Definitely. Some have their favorites, some just work better with them. Apparatus is definitely something that's hard to adjust to. So only the upper levels have all apparatus. The lower levels, 8 and lower, have at least one floor routine. So they'll have one floor routine and 3 routines with apparatus to build up their technique.
It's similar to artistic gymnastics in the fact that you may be way better at one event than you are than others, but if you're going to be an all-around performer, you have to make it work, find a way, train harder.
Exactly. Hours in the gym working on those tosses especially.
Regina Yu of New England Sports with you.
We'll go right into Valeria Sharapova's ball routine next. She scored a 14.8 in her hoop routine. You can see her wiping off her ball there in the corner before she goes. Little sweaty hands.
Especially with the ball, it's
Absolutely
difficult.
How much do you want to talk to your coach before you get out there? Is it personal?
It's definitely
choice?
Personal choice. Some need the support, some girls got it all on their own. The experience level also helps with that.
Now with ball, Valeria Sharapova.
Very clean toss. Small fall there. She definitely feels the music. Has a very artistic composition. Not a bad routine from her. Some of her difficulties were a little bit off. Had a few little loss of balances there, but overall, not bad.
Heading over to Stephen Gluckstein and Logan Dooley.
Yes, coming to the highlight of the night, what we've all been waiting for, the World Cup champions, Logan Dooley and Stephen Gluckstein.
Nothing like leaving them for last,
Oh, yeah. These two are crowd pleasers. They perform in trampoline shows, you know, at least once a month, at halftime shows and big corporate events, so they really know how to please the crowd and perform in front of an audience. Here they go. Also trying to start with 3 triples. There's the second and the third. Synchro's a little off, but here they come back together. Both of them so experienced. They just really know how to find each other even when they're off. Here comes the last skill and done perfectly.
You can see them just adjust to one another, and I don't know how they do it, but
some people can just feel the trampoline so well, and of course, as we mentioned, experience. These two have more experience than anyone in the United States, and it just shows. They're performing at a whole nother level.
Both incredible individual trampolinists, and you put them together, and that's what you get.
They know what to do, and like I mentioned before, they know what to do in front of an audience.
Ronit Shumilov of Isadora.
Very interesting apparatus mastery to start with.
And mastery meaning the skills beyond those fundamentals that you...
Exactly.
The more difficult stuff.
Exactly.
And is there a certain amount of mastery skills that you have to have in your routine, or is it if you just want a higher score, then you're going to go for those bigger tricks?
It's very depending on the gymnast. You can add the masteries in if you have that level of technique. Great leap. Small drop there. She definitely has a more difficult composition than some of the others. Nice routine from Ronit. She's great at adjusting underneath her tosses to make sure that she catches them cleanly.
We'll see Molly Isley, and then we'll move back over to women's synchro finals.
Now the ball for North Shore Rhythmic, Molly Isley.
Molly Isley scored a 13.6 on her hoop routine.
And this is where most gymnasts start to get tired, but she pulled up on that turn and made it to the end. Nice routine from Molly.
A lot of endurance required.
A lot of endurance is required.
Going over to Claire Johnson and Christina Webster. And I'm calling her Christina, but she goes by Maddie.
She does. I think Maddie is her middle name, but yeah, she usually goes by Maddie Webster and Claire Johnson. Getting ready for their final routine. Now, these were the girls that attempted the triple somersault in the prelims. Let's see if they go for that again. And yeah, here it is. Let's see if it pays off for them here in the final round. A little bit off in the synchro. Maddie's got to drop some height to try to catch up with Claire. And they may be too far out. If in any point in a synchro routine you get half a skill off, the entire routine is terminated.
Half a skill. So that was borderline.
That was pretty close. So if any time one of the athletes is at the top of the bounce while the other one's already hit the trampoline, that would be considered half a skill apart.
So we'll see what the judges want to do with that.
You know, you like to see them go for it and, you know, put that triple somersault in there, but, you know, still it looks like they need a little more work before they're ready for that.
So they decided to go for it again.
And they're both young and they're new to the senior elite division, and, you know, sometimes you feel the pressure to go big when you're up there with the big girls. And
right.
You know, they'll be there. They're good athletes. They have experience at the World Age Group division, and they're trying to get up to that, you know, senior elite division.
Right, where some of the bigger skills and combinations are required, so you can see how they feel the pressure to go for it.
But it's good practice to do those skills under pressure.
Absolutely. Cindy Liu from Isadora.
Fortunate loss at the beginning. She's very experienced and usually pretty consistent, so I have no doubt that she'll be able to come back and recover.
Her ball routine score was 15.9.
She also has great difficulty, higher level.
I just like to watch the rhythmic coaches as the athletes are going.
Oh, yeah.
Best facial expressions and how she was pulling her hair when made that mistake in the beginning.
They're saying a whole lot. They're doing a whole lot. It's that feeling of being out of control, right? It's awful.
Exactly.
It's almost better to be out there competing.
So true. Great rotation there. It's always nice to see them stop and hold the balance at the end.
Right, shows complete control.
And she's one of those technical gymnasts who does have great control.
Wow.
Nice routine from Cindy.
It is so interesting to talk about the coaches because now I'm in the coaching role, and I'm telling you, it is harder to coach and watch than it is to actually compete because you can't do anything about it. You've trained them, and now it's their time to go out and shine. It is hard to stand back and watch.
Absolutely. I mean, you were in the Olympics, and obviously you felt a ton of pressure, but, you know, the pressure when you feel as a coach when you have no control is a different level.
Different level, agreed.
Probably very similar to what our parents felt when we were out there competing and they just had to watch.
In the stands, just sitting there, right. My mom says to this day she could barely watch.
My mom was the exact same. Said she would hold her breath the entire routine.
Exactly. This is Christina Elkin from California Rhythms. She scored a 12.1 on her hoop routine.
So this is Christina's first U.S. Gymnastics Championships. That was a nice routine from her.
Christina Elkin of California Rhythms with ball.
Back to our second pair, women's synchro in their finals.
Yes, and this is Charlotte Drury and Shaylee Donovan, defending national champions. But they're in second place here coming into the finals.
Midwest TNT finalist Shaylee Donovan and Charlotte Drury.
So they're going to have to put together a good routine here to try to get ahead of the next pair. Getting their bounces together, getting ready to start. Charlotte on the back, Shaylee in the front. Here they go. Good start so far. Right together. Both athletes in the center of the trampoline. Great form. Shaylee a little close to the edge there. She's right on the edge, but she's still going. And they made it completed routine. Shaylee did a great job there continuing the routine when you could see she was real close to the side.
So when you're on the side so close to an edge, you're just constantly adjusting in the air to try and recenter.
Yes, and it's just so hard not to panic when you know you're not sure if you're going to land on the trampoline or touch the pad.
And like you said before, over-adjust
Yes.
to a correction. Andrea Zhao.
Definitely difficult handling on that difficulty she just did. The majority of the execution score is based on straight knees, straight arms, toes pointed. So the judges are definitely watching out for every bent knee, every bent arm. Not bad routine from Andrea.
Andrea Gao of Magdalena X YMCA with hoop.
Aaliyah Prado from California Rhythms is our final rhythmic competitor of the evening.
Now with ball for California Rhythms, Aaliyah Prato.
Aaliyah had a 14.65 on her hoop routine.
This routine really shows her elegance and grace. Great body movement, body expression. All adds to the artistry score. Her first dynamic element with rotation completed nicely.
She makes it look so effortless.
Great rotation, beautiful. And her releve is always as high as it can possibly be, which also shows the technique. Small loss there. Good recovery with that great rotation following. That bounce was right on that leap, exactly how it should be. And she's also fighting for those top 4 spots to be considered for World Championships. Beautiful routine from Aaliyah. Just that small little loss she had in the middle there, but great routine.
Like you said, all about recovery.
Now on trampoline,
Experience,
women's
recovery.
finals, synchronized. Representing
Going over to our last
Ivana
female
Antizana
pair of the evening.
and
What do these girls have to do? These are the two that compete from the same club.
Yes,
a little bit
they
more
are.
experience
And this
doing
is
it
our
together.
last pair. They've come in here in first place, but the routine that we just saw from Shaylee and Charlotte was quite good. And these two have a slightly lower difficulty, so they're going to have to be right on in order to take the lead. So we'll see. We're really going to be watching to see if they can stay right together in their synchro. Getting their bounces to match, making sure they're both ready to go, and here it comes. Not bad so far. We can see the athlete in the front is a little bit lower, but now they've pulled it together. It's looking pretty good so far, but there they got off a little bit. Little bit of struggle there at the end. It's going to be close, but I think they're going to drop into the second position. And we have our scores from the men. And the top 3 rounds out with Stephen Logan on top, Alexi and Jeff in second, and Colin and Mitch in the third place position.
judges for their work today. The award ceremony will begin in just
So they'll
a few
turn around
moments,
tomorrow,
everyone
and
is
most of them will come
invited
back
to
for
attend.
individual trampoline.
Correct. For the preliminary round of individual trampoline to see who's going to make it into the final round of the last day of competition.
To be the best in gymnastics.
And how does that feel for them? Are they more comfortable doing individual trampoline, like you said? I mean,
Absolutely.
these pairs have been just put together so quickly. Is this almost a relief that it's finished and they're now onto what they're more comfortable with?
A lot of them at events like this would consider this good extra practice on the apparatus before they go into their main event, which would be the individual trampoline. So for them, they kind of use it as a chance to get into the venue, adjust to the equipment a little bit more. So, you know, because not all of them are really looking at this as a potential international event for them to do synchro in.
Louisville, check it out. Give all these youngsters a big round of applause. Let's wait for them all to get on the floor. We're going to do an old-fashioned handstand contest. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is how this is going to work. You can walk at first, right? No problem. Walk all you want. But when we start getting down to the nitty-gritty, and I say
We're going to take a
stop
short
walking,
break,
then you gotta
come back
forward.
to you with some
Stop
results
walking,
before we
okay?
close out for
The
today.
champion will get this very cool autographed t-shirt I have.
Champion Megan Earmark, and USA Gymnastics Trampoline and Tumbling Program Director Susan Jacobson, and Rhythmic Gymnastics, Athlete Representative Ava Gallagher, and 2010 Youth Olympian Melina Krasinski. And now, the awards. Earning the gold medal with a score of 26.287, representing Empire, Riverside, California, Sierra Wilson and Kaylee Fowler. There are your gold medal champions, ladies and gentlemen. the silver medal from West Coast in Livermore, California. The score 27.253. Arian Smith and Brian Kincher. And earning the gold medal with a score of 28.487 from Realis in Riverside, California, Kylie Boynton and Ryan Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, there are your medalists for Senior League Mixed Pair Dynamic. Finishing in third place and earning the bronze medal with a score of 26.743 for Realis in Riverside, California, Tiffany Williams, Leslie Munoz, and Caitlin Rechtenwald. Earning the silver medal with a score of 27.26, representing Extreme Acro in Rockville, Maryland, Daphne Kirchner, Mackenzie Meyer, and Savannah Bentley. And your gold medal champions, top score of 28.263, representing EAGC out of Columbia, Maryland, Hannah Silverman, Christina Antonia Aidings, and Emily Ruber. Ladies and gentlemen, your top 4 teams in the Senior League Women's Group Balance Competition. gentlemen, the awards for rhythmic gymnastics group exercise. Finishing in 6th place with a score of 14.75 for Isadora Cindy Liu. The 5th place finisher with a score of 14.8 was Valeria Sharapova. In 4th place with a score of 15.15 for Isadora Serena Liu. In 3rd place, winning the bronze medal with a score of 15.6, representing Isadora, Ronique Chavalillo. The silver medalist with a score of 16.2, representing North Shore, Jazzy Kerber. And the gold medal champion with a score of 16.45 in hoop, representing Isadora, Rebecca Serena. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 5 of your top 6 in hoop for rhythmic gymnastics, U.S. National Championships. And now, the awards for trampoline for Synchro Women's team. Finishing in 3rd place, with a score of 95, representing Matrix, Johnson and Webster. The silver medalist with a score of 118.2, representing Midwest, Donovan and Drury. And your gold medal champions with a score of 119, representing Maryland, Antizana and Paris. Ladies and gentlemen, there are your top 3 teams score 15.35. Representing Euro Gymnastics, Gabrielle Lowenstein. Finishing in fifth place with a score of 15.4 for California Rhythms, Aaliyah Pronto. Aaliyah Pronto. In fourth place with a score of 15.8, representing Isadora, Serena Liu. In third place and earning the bronze medal with a score of 15.9, representing Isadora, Sydney Liu. In second place, winning the silver medal with a score of 16.05, representing Isadora, Ronine Chevalier. With 99.4 and earning the bronze medal for elite trampoline, Colin Duda and Mitch Dewey. Finishing in second place and earning the silver medal with a score of 112 for elite trampoline, Jeffrey Weinstein and Alexei Shevchev. And your gold medal champions, earning the title with a score of 127.9, representing elite trampoline, Stephen Buckstein and Logan Dooley. And they are, ladies and gentlemen, your top three teams in synchronized trampoline for senior men at the USA National Gymnastics Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending tonight's gymnastics events. I want to thank our
That concludes day one of the 2014 USA Gymnastics Championships live from Louisville, Kentucky. You can go to usagymchamps.com for all the final results. Tomorrow, back with more acrobatic gymnastics, trampoline, and rhythmic gymnastics. Same time, same place. I'm Elise Ray with Peter Dodd, Sydney Sachs, and Arthur Davis. We'll see you tomorrow.